retail security? Is it real or is it just bullshit? Now, retail security, we're not talking about loss prevention. That's a totally different thing. But is retail security real or is it bullshit? It's bullshit. I don't even know why they call it security. It's customer service. I used to put customer service on the back of my vest. That was a goddamn joke. I used to tell people, when security can't handle it, you call customer service. What real security is in or security is in retail, it's really customer service, because they really don't want you to do anything. Now I'll tell you about a few of my experiences with security companies and with their clients. And just so you know, you ever been to a Kroger and you see security? You know, those guys are walking around sometimes. Half the time they're bagging groceries because they ain't got shit to do, because they're really not supposed to do anything. And I think that's where most people got the impression that security does nothing from retail security, because the companies usually don't want to risk $1 million lawsuit over some bullshit. You know, $20 worth of steaks, or $30 of this, or $50 of that. Now, armed security usually there to prevent robbery, which doesn't necessarily mean they're there to prevent theft. I know at one company I worked at doing armed security, my job was to prevent robbery. If I was to see somebody stealing something, I could, if I wanted to. This was in their policy. I could, if I wanted to, say something to them about it, but I wasn't really supposed to do anything. Nothing at all. Because they'd rather you steal a phone than risk $1 million lawsuit with me doing anything. That was their policy. And you had to sign a policy that says basically you would do nothing, that you understood the policy, you were there to prevent robbery, to deter theft, but if somebody decided they wanted to snatch and grab something, you weren't supposed to do any fucking thing. Right? Now, there's another company that I applied for that worked at some pharmacy. And they were talking about observe and report. I said, you want to observe and report, or do you want to observe, intervention, and report? Well, we don't want you to touch anybody, but we want you to go talk to them. I said, well, that's not observe and report. That's observe, intervention, and report. Just say something to them. But then the guy went on to relay a story to me about how a Detroit police officer had said to him, a guy had observed, intervention and report kind of job, no hands on. Went over there to talk to the guy, and then the guy kind of whipped out a knife and cut the guy in his face. So, what the fuck? And, he's unarmed. So that's why I say, observe and report, observe, intervention, and report. Even if it's lightweight, intervention is intervention. They, you get customer service to do that. What the fuck you need somebody wearing security patches for? They're not security. They're not there to make the place feel safe. So I continued to talk to the guy. I said, okay. Well, you want me to touch anybody. So what happens if somebody comes in here and they get into the fight with one of the employees, right? They start hitting employees. Well, our main job is kind of like to protect the employees. So you want me to go over there and break up that fight? He's like, yes. I'm like, okay. That's intervention. That's not observe and report. And you don't want me to carry any weapons at all whatsoever. None. No. I said, okay. What happens if the employee starts beating on one of the patrons? Am I to break that fight up? No, you're not. Is any of this written in policy? No, it's not. So the liability becomes all mine, because you'll be able to back up off the story if something goes south and say it was all on me because I was out of policy. Right? Needless to say, I didn't get the job. I asked too many goddamn questions. I asked too many of the right goddamn questions. Right? And so, you don't really need security in most retail locations, because you're not providing security. You need to take off them goddamn security patches, put down customer service. Like Martin Lawrence said in one of his videos, one of his movies, sorry. I see you. I see you. Because that's all the fuck that's happening. You're not really supposed to do anything. They don't really want you to do anything. So why security? Because you're not securing anything. Why even pay out that money? You're not even transferring liability. Listen, when Kroger's real serious about theft prevention and deterrent, they don't hire security companies in those stores. They usually hire people like Fulton County, Atlanta Police, DeKalb County Police, things of that nature. You know, Publix, you know, I've never seen anybody in there but a Fulton County sheriff. So, oh, he's got an oil problem, like really, really fucking bad. It's, ooh, god damn. Why you driving down the road is burning oil like that? Wow. But, any event, Target security, you're not really security. What you fucking carrying handcuffs for? You're not securing nothing. Like I said, you should get a greeter like Walmart. Hey, how you doing? Maybe you walk around the store. You look. You're not gonna do anything. They're just gonna wait for you to walk by, and then if they're gonna shoplift it, they're gonna shoplift it. You know, that's loss prevention's job, which is different. Now, loss prevention is loss prevention. It ain't got shit to do with security. It's loss prevention. They're trying to stop theft and things of that nature. They're actively trying to stop theft. They're looking, oh, we see you, let's go stop them, let's get it, this and that and the other. You know, certain policies, certain stores have certain policies. It just amazes me what people think of security. So, you know, in Michigan, they got medical marijuana spots, right? So, these people wanted to hire me for one. My reputation, I'm kind of known, right? But let me tell you the offer that they proffered me, right? Because it's a fucking trip. They wanted to pay me $7 an hour underneath the table, right? Until their clientele got up, right? Which is like fucking ridiculous. You know, what business does that? But I may have faded them because, you know, I'm bleeding money like the fucking sieve, right? But then here's the kicker. They want you to work 70 hours a week. But that's 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. With no days off. And if you need a day off, just let us know. And, you know, we'll give you a day off. And when our clientele gets up, we get clientele because the place is just opening. You know, we'll increase your rate of pay. But they didn't tell me what they would increase it to. Now, I know in my mind that these motherfuckers just wanted to pay me $10 an hour. And, you know, the guy said to me, well, all you do is sit there in that chair, and then, you know, when somebody comes to the door, you unlock the door, you check their ID and you check their license, make sure they can come in, and, you know, that's pretty much all you got to do. And that's what he thinks of security. And I was like, well, no, that's not all you got to do, right? Because, well, we got cameras everywhere, and this and that and the other. I said, yeah, but when I go to answer the door, I can't actually see that screen. So I don't know if there's somebody down this way or down that way around the corner because you got no camera over there. And then you got a door here, a door into your rear area. And if somebody's really coming to do some things, they're coming back in the door. Well, we got plenty of guns. So fucking what? You got plenty of guns. When they kicking them doors, you're not prepared for it. You didn't see it because they just came in like boom. And then you want me to do something about it. You want me to help you. You want me to risk my life. And you're a likely target because you carry a lot of cash, and then you want me to watch your ass when you come out the building and go to your cars and make sure no one's setting up on you. $7 an hour, and then $10 an hour probably. I was talking no less than $20 an hour, and if you wanted me to give up my life like they wanted me to give up my life, I want $70,000 the first fucking year and $140,000 every year after for every year I decide to do it, because basically I'm giving you my fucking life. And people, it's just amazing to me. It's just amazing to me. But retail security is not security. It's bullshit. Is nonsense. If you see an armed security person there, they're usually there to deter robbery. And usually, I can't say always now, usually, unless somebody's robbing the place, they're to do nothing. I mean, you think those Bank of America guards standing out there are supposed to stop robbery? The Bank of America guards are not supposed to stop the robbery. They're there to watch the fucking patrons out in the parking lot. That's why they're always out in the parking lot for the most part, because that's who they're there to watch, to make sure that they don't get robbed. Not the bank. And really, there's one company that says if that gun leaves the holster, a bullet better leave the gun or you're fired. So now they're not even, they're not even looking out for your life, because shit happens in tenths of a second. And you gotta wait, till it's like super clear and present danger. Like somebody's already got a gun out. Well, if they already got a gun out and your gun's in the holster, guess what? You might as well leave your gun in the holster, because if you draw that gun, that's all the fuck that's gonna happen. You're just gonna get clapped, and that's it. You're not even ready for it. So, why do it? But anyway, retail security, not security. Not at all. Not at all. Not security at all. In fact, one company I applied for, their policy is you can only use force if someone's attacking you, and only enough force to get away, or someone's attacking someone else, and only enough force to stop them from, stop that attack. But there's no other policies concerning anything else. That's their policy. Just those lines right there. And so basically, observe and report. Well, yeah, we want you to say anything. No, you don't. You don't want me to carry a weapon. You don't want me to say shit. You want me to say anything, because anything can happen in a retail environment. Anything at all. People willing to do anything at all sometimes. So you don't want me to do any fucking thing. Trust me. Not at all. Observe and report. And what that means to me is I'll observe it. I won't say a goddamn word. And then I'll report what I saw. I'll write it up. And when I work that kind of position, I let the manager know, I let the employees know that my job is to absolutely, positively, unequivocally do not one goddamn thing. Nothing. Do you understand that? So if you get into a fight, I'm just going to stand there and watch. Somebody stick a gun in your face, I'm going to stand there and watch. I ain't doing nothing. Nothing at all. Because no one wants to risk $1 million lawsuit over some bullshit. The companies that you're working for, not the security company necessarily, but they don't want the liability either, but the client. Whoever that client is, they don't want the drama, they don't want the bullshit. So do nothing. Especially when the policy is as vague as that. You do nothing. Do absolutely fucking nothing at all. So, my assessment is that retail security is pretty much non-existent. They should take off the security patches and really put on patches that say customer fucking service, because that's what they are. And anyway, I find it funny too, because I remember just before my videos broke out, I was in the racetrack and I had all my gear, the vest, and I had everything on, the guns, the batons, the taser, this, that, and the other. And I had customer service on the vest, and like I said earlier, that was the joke. When security can't handle it, you call customer service will handle it. But those guys looked at me and figured, yeah, that's pretty much all he can do. That's all he is, not knowing exactly what I was doing. So I find that kind of humorous. And I don't know, I think, I worked at a botanical gardens in Piedmont, some kind of botanical gardens, near Piedmont Park in Atlanta. And the guys had told me a story about a woman getting beat by her boyfriend or something right in front of them, and they did absolutely nothing about it. I said, well, aren't you security? He said, yeah, but we're not supposed to do anything about that. I like nothing at all. So you could see somebody get murdered and you to do nothing at all. He said, nah. I said, why in the fuck do you wearing security? You're parking lot attendants then. Just take the security shit off and say parking lot attendant. Customer service, something. Another security company talk about, and I grew up in security, in apartment security, where a guy had witnessed a murder. And he did absolutely fucking nothing. Nothing. He had no mandate to do anything. And the guy at the security company said, hey man, they don't pay us enough to do anything. So it's just kind of strange. And while I was going to make a separate video on apartment security, Well, we'll just make a separate video on apartment security. It's ridiculous. Oh, deuces.